Hey everyone, and welcome. So, are you ready to take your English from just okay to absolutely fantastic? Today, we're going to talk about something that can totally change the game: how to connect your ideas like a native speaker. It's all about sounding more fluent, more natural, and way more professional. All right, let's get right into it.
Have a look at this sentence. I go to work, and I drink coffee, and I check my email, and on and on. This is such a common way for people to describe their day, right? We just list our actions and stick an end in between everything. We've all been there.
But let me ask you, does that really sound natural? I mean, yeah, grammatically it's not wrong, but it sounds a little robotic, doesn't it? A bit repetitive. This is one of those small things that really separates a beginner from someone who sounds truly fluent. So, the big question is, how do we fix this?
Well, the answer is right here: linking words. Honestly, you can think of these as the secret ingredient to sounding fluent. They are the key that unlocks a much more sophisticated and, frankly, more interesting way of expressing your thoughts. So what are they, exactly? Linking words are basically bridges. They're the glue that holds your sentences together. Instead of having a bunch of short, choppy ideas, these words let you build a smooth, logical flow that just sounds so much better. And why should you even bother with them? Well, it's about more than just connecting ideas. It's about expressing complex thoughts. For instance, when you use a word like although, you immediately grab your listener's attention. They know something interesting, a contrast, is about to happen. It makes people want to listen.
Okay, so let's think of all these words as your personal language toolkit. And inside this toolkit, you've got different drawers, and each drawer holds a set of tools that does a very specific job. Let's go ahead and open that first drawer.
All right, our first drawer is for addition. This is where our old friend and lives. But look, it's got some company. Words like also and as well do the exact same job. They add a similar idea, but they give you variety. So instead of she speaks French and she speaks Spanish, you can say she speaks French, she also speaks Spanish. It just sounds a little classier, you know? Now for drawer number 2, contrast. Okay, these words are really powerful. They show a difference or some kind of unexpected twist. Sure, but is fine and we use it all the time. But using words like however or although, that takes your English to a whole new level. Saying, although he was tired, he kept working, creates this little bit of tension that makes your sentence way more dynamic. And in our third drawer, we have cause and effect. This is all about logic, the why and the what happened next. Notice the difference here. Because explains the reason why something happened. I stayed home because it was raining. Simple. But so and therefore explain the result, the consequence. He was sick, therefore he stayed home. See that? One gives the reason, the others give the result.
Okay, now that we've got a few tools from our toolkit, let's see them in action. This is the fun part. We're going to look at the incredible difference they make with some before and after examples.
This really shows you the transformation. Look at the left side. You've got these short, separate ideas. The children wanted to play outside, it was raining. Now look at the right. We add just one little word from our contrast drawer, and boom, the children wanted to play outside, but it was raining. It becomes one smooth, logical thought. Can you hear how much better that flows? It's such a small change, but the impact is huge.
So, the big question is, how do you actually start using these yourself? The key is not to try and memorize a giant list of 70 words. No way. The secret is to start small and practice with intention.
Here is a super simple 3-step plan. First, just notice them. When you're listening to English or reading an article, just start paying attention to these words. Second, choose just a couple to focus on. Don't overwhelm yourself. Maybe this week you just try to master however and therefore. And finally, the most important step, experiment. Try to slip one into an email or a conversation. It's okay if it feels weird at first. That's how you learn.
So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. With this new toolkit, you're not just listing off simple facts anymore. You can build arguments, show unexpected twists, and explain complex reasons. So, what new, complex idea are you ready to share with the world? Thanks for tuning in.